cannot walk into a kitchen sincerely. A kitchen was provided to demonstrate this.
Yes, and the kitchen, by the way, because she carries on like she's at home. It's not actually at her home. It's filmed somewhere separately. But this thing about the green smoothie is she said apparently in interviews that she starts her day.
When Meghan Markle first grabbed that mega Netflix deal, it was hyped like the golden ticket to Hollywood royalty. People swore it was the bold move that would plant her and Prince Harry smack in the middle of global stardom. Remember? They had barely packed their bags from the royal exit when headlines screamed about Netflix pouring hundreds of millions their way. Meghan painted it as a fresh era, her own chance to tell the world her truth without the palace's leash. But fast forward a few years and oh boy, what a mess the empire Meghan tried to craft, crumbling. And get this, Netflix, the very streaming giant that once rolled out the red carpet, is now pointing the finger directly at her. Yes, Netflix, who once acted like her BFF, is suddenly whispering, Meghan, this is your fault. Viewers aren't just side-eyeing anymore, they're angry. They're so over it that petitions are flying around demanding Netflix not just cancel Meghan's projects, but scrub them clean off the platform. People are calling her shows empty, self-serving, exhausting. And it's not just online noise, it's turned into a full-blown movement with tens of thousands signing their names to say, we're done with Meghan's Netflix circus. Now for Netflix, a company that breathes by numbers, that kind of backlash is deadly serious. Insiders are spilling the tea that bosses, who once praised Meghan as this visionary partner, are now exhausted with the chaos she dragged in. From day one, Meghan promised bold, inspiring documentaries, powerful storytelling, and groundbreaking reveals. But what did audiences really get? Endless monologues, recycled interviews, and what honestly looked like another Meghan Markle image polishing project? Instead of serving the world big, brave narratives, she served herself. Let's not sugarcoat this. Netflix banked hard on the Markle name to cash in on all that Sussex drama hype. For a hot minute, it worked, but then the numbers leaked and yikes. Meghan's shows tanked compared to what Netflix expected. Instead of record-breaking hits, her series barely dragged viewers past the first episode. And then came the storm. What started as whispers on Twitter turned into a raging revolt. Critics roasted Meghan for using Netflix like her personal PR agency. That dreaded word narcissistic started popping up everywhere, way more times than Netflix execs ever wanted. Poor Harry's been mostly in the background, but Meghan, she's carrying the full weight of this disaster. Netflix's patience? Totally worn thin. Entertainment insiders are whispering that the company feels Meghan failed to deliver the magic they paid for. Instead of global appeal, she doubled down on making herself the main act. What once made her fascinating has now turned her into someone audiences are finding, well, unbearable. And the timing couldn't be worse. The petition movement exploded right after Meghan teased new projects, only for leaks to reveal it's all going back to her favorite topic, herself. Viewers who signed up for powerful, diverse stories now feel tricked. They wanted inspiration. They got Meghan the extended cut. One critic didn't even hold back. She's selling Meghan, not stories. Brutal, but that's exactly the energy buzzing in the gossip mill. Meanwhile, Netflix is stuck in a sticky situation. Their brand is everything, and right now, being tied too tightly to Meghan feels toxic. Insiders claim the company has had enough of cleaning up after her misfires. Quietly, execs are letting it be known. If the audience is mad, blame the woman calling the shots. In plain words, Meghan, this one's on you. And honestly, they're not wrong. Imagine being handed one of the juiciest media deals of the decade. Millions, creative freedom, global reach. But instead of blowing critics away with substance, Meghan turned Netflix into her own stage for rebranding. It backfired badly. The irony? It's almost delicious. Meghan left the royal family crying out about how silenced and controlled she was. She wanted freedom, her own voice, her own stage. Yet here she is, handed the freedom of Netflix's massive platform, only to make herself more criticized, more controversial, and way more polarizing than ever. And here's the real gossip kicker. Meghan's big Hollywood dream is now on life support. Netflix was supposed to be her safety net, her launch pad, her I've made it ticket into elite Hollywood. But if Netflix pulls the plug, what's left? Hollywood's already frosty toward her. Major studios are nervous about touching a figure who sparks boycotts faster than you can refresh a feed. Netflix was the exception, the one ally left, but even they're starting to feel burned. These petitions may not destroy Netflix, but they send a loud message. Meghan's star power isn't shining like it used to. Audiences are drained. The once insatiable appetite for Sussex drama, gone. For a streaming giant like Netflix, that's a death sentence for the partnership. Meghan might have thought she could bend Netflix to her will, but in reality, the audience is the true boss. And right now, they're slamming that door shut. And here's where it stings the most for Meghan. This isn't just some PR hiccup. It's a full-on credibility crisis. Once the public decides you're inauthentic, once they think you're using a massive platform just for self-promotion, winning them back is nearly impossible. And that's exactly where Meghan is stuck. So here we are, years after the big money Netflix deal, and the same company that once hailed Meghan as their golden girl is now quietly holding her accountable. Petitions are growing loud louder. Fans are rebelling harder, executives are shifting the blame, and Meghan, she's right at the storm's center, unable to wrestle back control. The big headline writes itself. Netflix thought they were buying a golden ticket. Instead, they got Meghan Markle. And now Netflix wants everyone to know, if this blows up, don't blame them. Blame her. Think about it. Netflix signed Meghan as if she were the master stroke that would keep them dominating the streaming wars. But instead, she's shaping up to be one of their biggest mistakes. In trying to turn Meghan into their shining star, they didn't just gamble, they basically handed their platform to someone more divisive than unifying. And that gamble? It's backfired spectacularly. The problem is glaring. Netflix banked on the hype that surrounded Meghan and Harry's royal exit. For a while, the buzz was electric. Everyone wanted the tea. But here's the truth. Buzz doesn't equal loyalty. Hype doesn't equal substance. And Meghan's projects, instead of elevating Netflix, they dragged it into the mud. Instead of prestige documentaries or groundbreaking series, Netflix has been left defending shows branded as vanity projects. Projects that boost Meghan's personal brand far more than Netflix's global reputation. Every launch, every press cycle, every teaser, it all somehow circles back to her. And for viewers, that's exhausting. The audience isn't dumb. They know when they're being sold a glossy image instead of a real story. And that's why backlash has snowballed into something Netflix can't ignore. Those petitions calling for cancellations? They're not just a few angry voices. They're a collective outcry from fans who feel Netflix has let itself get played. That's the brutal gossip reality. Viewers believe Netflix allowed itself to be used, and in doing so, they've damaged their own credibility. They promised bold, resonant storytelling. Instead, Meghan gave them hollow content, repetitive themes, and endless self-focus. The brand damage is real. The audience is angry, and Netflix execs, they know it. What was supposed to be Meghan's crowning Hollywood moment has instead become Netflix's greatest regret. The very deal that was supposed to make Netflix shine has dragged them deep into Meghan's endless cycle of backlash, scandal, and controversy. Meghan thought she could use Netflix as her stage, her platform, her megaphone, but in reality, Netflix gave her the microphone and the audience hit mute. That's the gossip-worthy irony. Hollywood insiders are already whispering if Netflix finally cuts ties, Meghan's Hollywood game is over. Other studios won't want the baggage. Major producers won't risk the controversy. Her brand is too bruised, too messy, and without Netflix as her lifeline, Meghan's shot at controlling her narrative in Hollywood vanishes. So where does that leave us with Meghan staring down her harshest reality check yet? Netflix once believed in her. The public once adored her, but now both are walking away. For a woman who bet everything on building a shiny new life in Hollywood, this feels like the ultimate plot twist. The gossip headline writes itself. Netflix to Meghan Markle. This is your fault.